Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the big show, the Big Three DFS show. I'm Al Walsh, as always, joined by the money man, Adam Wagner, and the guy hanging off the bottom of the Mason-Dixon line, Chris Sweet in Maryland. What's up, guys?
What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
I love adding that Mason-Dixon line now. It's like, it's perfect. I don't know how I have to do this the whole time.
It's a good twist. It is.
It's a good line, and I'm real close to the Mason-Dixon dragway as well here in Frederick County.
Come again, the dragway?
Drag strip, yeah, like like funny cars.
Like Fast and the Furious, like Paul Walker type shit. I got
you. Pretty much. Yeah, a little more redneck, but yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. I used to have a little bit of that in Tampa. Big racing scene down there. Speaking of Tampa, me and Wags going head-to-head today. I am doing my first show live from Bayonne, New Jersey today, so that's good. I get a lot of my my Giant friend fans today going head-to-head. My brother, too, big Giants fan, so I might, get into like 47 fistfights today, but that's okay. It's all for love of the game.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be a brutal. I think it's going to be bad for Eli. Eli came out throwing 6 touchdowns last week. He's due for a couple of picks. Guy had a flawless game, if you ask me. He just couldn't keep up with Breeze. Something's got to give with the Giants' defense. It doesn't look like it's going to happen this week. Jameis and Evans could be a big connection, and I really don't want to see it happen. But it looks like he can't put off the inevitable too much longer.
No, definitely not. I mean, we will get to that game. We'll break it down in depth later on in the show. But, a lot of good plays there. It's supposed to be like a 50 to 60% chance of rain throughout the game. So definitely something we have to look at today because that could definitely slow down some of the expected offense in that one. I believe the total is up to 49 today. So, I don't know. Maybe Vegas doesn't think too highly of the rain. But I saw the line was at 1 yesterday for the Giants. So, definitely weird to see. It's back up at 2.5 today. Not a good sign for the Bucs. I like it a lot better at 1, but I digress. Let's get into the slate, gentlemen, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. All right, so we got the Oakland Raiders at the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Steelers a 6-point favorite today at Heinz Field. 47.5 is the total. I know there's a lot of plays to like in this game, so Wags, get us kicked off with this.
Where at? I'm sorry, boss. Where at?
Oakland and Pittsburgh.
Oh, Oakland. Well, I mean, look, I'm sitting here struggling with this right now. You got to have Antonio Brown in your damn lineup. I mean, this dude. I mean, we're looking at stats here for what Oakland is giving up. They're giving up 302 yards in the air alone. Look for Ben Roethlisberger to use that advantageously and get it to Antonio Brown, get it to Martavius Bryant. I mean, this Pittsburgh duo, this Pittsburgh trio, actually, if you really want to break it down, they could just do work on this Oakland defense. And for that matter as well, I also like Cooper. On the other side of the ball, Pittsburgh's defense aren't that well either, allowing just under 270 yards, 269.5 yards through the air per game. Look for Carr and Cooper to get busy with that as well. Could be just a shootout, a barn burner, and in Pittsburgh today.
For sure. Sweet. What do you like here?
I love Antonio Brown today. He was my lock of the week. I think this is the week to get him in your lineup. He's a little cheaper than he was at the beginning of the year when he was blowing up, but I think you're going to get those stats today.
But Chris, I got a huge problem. All right, maybe we can. This is good because we can talk about this because I'm sure a lot of other followers and DFS players are going through this now. I got Tom Brady as my quarterback, so I'm also rocking that Rob Gronkowski combo with the tight end. How do I get Antonio Brown in my lineup with these heavy hitters? Because I have to. I mean, you have to have Antonio Brown. You said it. He's a lock, man. You gotta have him. I'm trying to figure out a way. Help me get this dude in my lineup, man.
Help me, help you.
Help me.
Well, personally, I would drop Gronkowski and I would take a $2,700 tight end and Heath Miller in the same game. Right. That's what I'm doing to get him in my lineups. I got Brady, I got Brown, I got Beckham.
I love that combo, man. I haven't had Gronkowski 1 week this week, and
man.
I gotta have him, especially after that snow day commercial. Like I got a Gronk heart fest here going on, love fest for Gronk. I don't know.
Settle down over there. Settle
I'm
down.
telling
Yeah,
you, right?
I get you. I mean,
Well,
there's no.
the game's gonna be so bad with the Giants and the Buccaneers. So I got to jump ship somehow and get some happiness somewhere. I don't know. I don't foresee good things this Sunday.
I agree. I think there's a couple different tight end options we could look at. I definitely really like one today. Pretty up there in price, but yeah, I mean there are some cheaper options. So if you do want to get AB, I'd probably cut some slack with Gronk, and then we could look elsewhere.
I think Gronk's just a little too expensive today.
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I just think Gronk's a little too expensive today to roster with all the value that's out there. But I mean, you can't go wrong taking Gronk. I don't blame you at all.
Especially going up against the Redskins defense, they don't do well against tight ends.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like you think they're going to need to use Gronk that much, you know?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know.
But we'll get to that game a little later, I assume.
I don't know who's going to get the ball more. I don't know if it's going to be Gronkowski or if it's going to be Edelman. I mean, Edelman has 75 targets on the year. That's definitely Brady's favorite guy. But it's like you said, Gronk is normally used around that, that 40 yards into that red zone range. So we'll see, man. Yeah, that's a good. That's a dilemma. It's a dilemma that we're going to have to break down and go through. But this is what we're here. This is why we love it.
Yeah, I mean, and since we're talking about the
office stone, huh? The office.
Sweet.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to occupy the office today.
Right on.
So since we're talking about the Steelers game, don't mind that. I'm getting important calls. I gotta like Heath. I like Heath Miller a lot today. 2,700 on DraftKings. That's just with Ben back. I mean, I don't expect 10 for 100 like last week, but he's gonna be stable enough to get you some points at that price point to allow you to put those other guys in your lineup. Like I'm having loaded wide receivers in my lineup this week because of the value out there at tight end and running back.
So if you have with the $2,700 Heath Miller, what can you so if we get 10 points out of Heath Miller, that's a good day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd say that's plenty.
For that value, right? I mean, you can't.
I'd say that's plenty. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a touchdown though. I mean, you're probably looking at 13 to 15. You know what I mean?
Right. Because he'll get about 4 or 5 catches during the game, probably for 30, 40 yards. So.
I did that. That might be a 50.
If you get a touchdown, I think you're golden.
Right. Well, let's hope Ben finds him because it looks like you've talked me off Gronkowski. I'm pretty easy to sway, but especially for Gronk. I mean, you're right. I say it every year, or every week. You got to have Gronk in your lineup, but I never play the guy. I finally play the guy, and then you guys talk me off the ledge. So I don't know.
I do have Gronk in my 1 p.m. only lineup.
It's like that. It's like that time when I was 19 and I dropped acid and I couldn't get out of that room. Sorry, Mom and Dad, if you guys are ever watching. But it's like I couldn't get out of that room for 9 hours, and once I got in the room, I went right back in 5 minutes. And it took me 9 more hours to get back out of the room.
Oh, geez.
It did. It took me 9 more hours to get right back out. Oh my God.
Before we get to the next game, I actually think that the Steelers' defense here is a sneaky play. They got the high total here today, so that does bode well for them.
Because the Raiders are coming cross country?
Oh, that's right. Yep, coming east for a 1 o'clock game. Definitely something to look at. I was having a discussion with somebody last night, and I really think that, at least for the Raiders, the opportunity is there for the Steelers to get some turnovers in this one, so we can get some sacks, we can get some interception. Just because of how often the Raiders throw the ball and how they're probably going to have to throw the ball a lot in this game.
Yeah.
So I just think, maybe the actual plays aren't there, but the opportunity, I think, is certainly there, and, probably more so than any other team in the league this week. So definitely something to look at. I got Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger in all my early lineups. I got Roethlisberger and Brown in my Millie Maker entry today, so I got a lot of that going today. Definitely love it. And Michael Crabtree today too. Take a look at him as well.
Who?
Michael Crabtree.
Crabtree? You get big on targets for sure.
I like that. All right, let's get to a new game here. Let's go to Green Bay, Carolina.
Damn you assholes! I was so on Brady and Gronk, and now I'm questioning I hate this show. I hate this.
Keep Brady, man.
Keep Brady.
Keep Brady in your lineup.
Are we in the same contest together or something, Chris?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go with Green Bay. They are a 3-point favorite here today. Total of 46 is on the board. Sweet, kick it off with you. Who you like in this one?
In this one, I like Aaron Rodgers to get well. I know it's still a really tough defense. I don't expect them to not play hard, but I think he nowhere to go but up from last week with the 77 passing yards.
Sure.
I think he's going to find Randall Cobb today. I think Randall Cobb's going to show some of that value you expected out of him at the beginning of the year. On the other side of the ball, I think Greg Olsen's a good day for him. I think we're looking at a big Greg Olsen day.
Yeah, I think that's what Al was alluding to earlier when he mentioned that there's better tight ends out there. So Al, without further ado, I don't want to steal your thunder. Tell us why Greg Olsen is a hot play.
Well, Greg Olsen, Green Bay not that great against the tight end position. 25th defending the tight end position. Yeah, he's a little pricey, a little bit of a step down there from Gronk, but in a game that has such a high total, and it appears that that's what we're going to see. 46
Right.
for this game. We had two teams with fairly decent defenses. It was a little surprising. I was expecting to see this maybe at like a 43, 42, something along those lines. But both of these teams not very great rushing the football, through the running back position. So I think we're going to see a lot of thrown balls today. As always, if Carolina's getting it done through the air, it usually is with Greg Olsen. So I really like the spot for today, in a game where I think we're going to see a lot of throwing attempts out of Carolina. The fact that they're a 3-point underdog is, at home, coming in here, very, very interesting. So, to say the least, but a lot of betting backers are on Green Bay this week. So pretty tricky to look at here. But, again, I agree with Sweet. I do think that this is a get-well game for Aaron Rodgers. Randall Cobb, I'm going to have some exposure to him today. Not, the only thing that gets me nervous about that is I don't know what they're going to do with Norman. If they're going to have him basically shadow Cobb all day, if they're going to keep him on the outside. So,
He'll probably be on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
wide receivers to throw. I don't think that they'll put him man to man on Rodgers or on Cobb. If they do that, then that'll key off what the defense is to Rodgers, and he doesn't need that type of help. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So last week Cobb had he had 6 catches for a whopping total of 27 yards. So hopefully we can get some better production out of him this week.
Well, I don't know. I think it's going to be more of a ground game for both teams. I mean, you have the defense of the Green Bay Packers allowing 124 yards on the ground, and then on the flip side of that, Carolina's yielding 113. So with Jonathan Stewart and this Carolina rushing offense, I think that they take advantage of the Green Bay defense yielding that 125 yards, so to speak, per game. And I don't know. I think we see a lot of ground attack. I'd like to see Stewart get busy. I mean, the guy's had a pretty decent season so far. He's just been touchdown raped by Tolbert. It's still happening. What they wrote about in the league 3 years ago is still going on. It's phenomenal. It's just you think that defenses would key on it, or somebody would know how to stop this big 35 coming through like the fridge back in 1985, so to speak. But anyways, I mean Carolina also allowing 113 yards. We mentioned a few weeks ago that it's time for the turn of the leaves, so to speak, meaning Eddie Lacy weather. It's November. The train's getting a little sloppy, getting a little bad. I look for Lacy to start getting up some steam, maybe get over 100 yards and a touchdown this game.
Interesting.
Call me nuts, but I mean, if not Lacy, it's going to be a combined effort between the Green Bay backfield. I just think the running backs they're too good to take advantage to not take advantage of Carolina allowing over 100 yards per game on the ground.
Ouch! All right. I mean, Eddie Lacy's basically dead to me. So. Yeah.
Well, thank God we don't play with feelings.
He's not dead to buffets.
Right.
Buffets love him right
Dead
now.
to buffets. He looks healthy. The kid looks healthy.
Sweet mother of God. All right, let's get to New England, Washington. This one, Patriots a 14-point favorite, total of 52 here. Now, from the looks of things, this looks to be an ass-kicking on paper, but tons and tons and tons of fantasy goodness in this one. With the way that the line is drawn out, basically we should see Washington throwing the ball coming from behind a lot today. I guess, if we're looking at somewhere, obviously it's Brady starting out here. A little bit of a steep price out there on all the sites, but you do know that you're going to get some value for this guy. I wonder, if they start kicking their ass too much, if this turns into a LeGarrette Blount type of day.
Yeah.
We have seen Washington give up some big games here on the ground, so that's definitely something to look for. But obviously, the big guns here are in play. Gronkowski, Edelman, all there. I might take a shot with Brandon LaFell today. He got a little bit of action last week, so definitely 3,200 on DraftKings. Caught 4 passes last week, 47 yards. So
I saw Brandon LaFell run some routes that he just looked like he didn't even give a shit. So
yeah.
I think over the week, going with his wide receiver coach and then maybe Brady breaking down game film and seeing that, I don't think Brady's going to like that too much. Look for some motivating route running out of Brandon LaFell. He probably got a good scolding this week, so you could see something.
He is a strict millionaire maker player for me today, but definitely going to be low owned. So
right. The dude looked like he was complaining about Brady throwing the ball one step behind him for one. Like Brady's only ill-advised pass he threw all week last week, and Brandon LaFell complained about it or something. Like, shut the hell up. You just got to. You are now just active of last week. Shut up. Coming into a Brady fan. I'm a Giant. What the hell am I cheering on Brady for so much, man? It must be his hair. It's got to be his hair.
Tom freaking Brady.
Tom Brady.
Who else do we like here in this one?
It's got to be Edelman. Edelman's, I mentioned, 75 targets on the year. He's definitely Brady's go-to guy. The guy normally gets you around 15 to 20 points per game. He had a down, an off week, when they played. I can't remember who the hell. He only got like 9 points, I think. He was really he was held pretty quiet. But other than that, he's gotten 15 to 20 points each week. So I think he's a safe play. I mean, it was really much of an anomaly when he went under 15 points, under 10 points rather. So I think Edelman's a safe play here, especially going up against that that defense, that Washington defense that they might only allow 230 some yards, but they haven't seen an offense like the Patriots yet. So we'll see.
Sure. Sweet, what do you got here?
I'm going to go back to what you said a minute ago. I love Brandon LaFell in this game. That's the guy that I'm targeting because if you can get a piece of this offense for 3,200, I think you got to do it. He is taken over where Danny Amendola was a few weeks ago now that he's back. And Danny Amendola had some big games. Let's not forget that. And I think LaFell with all the drop catches 2 weeks ago, the bad route running, I think this is the week where he's going to really show up for that price. And, I mean, he's a good red zone threat. Like, second to Gronk, I'd say LaFell is their second red zone threat. So I think he's going to have a touchdown in this game, possibly too. He seems like a type of guy that tortures the Redskins to me. So that's what I like. I think we're also going to have a LeGarrette Blount game more than a Dion Lewis game. I think Dion Lewis will be fine. He'll get you those catches and all that, but I think that you're going to see the LeGarrette Blount, in the second half a lot. And then on the other side of the ball, I believe Wagner likes this guy too. I like Josh Reed.
Yeah. Josh Reed, but here's my thing, man. I just don't think Josh Reed's going to
Jordan Reed. Sorry, man. Josh Brown, Josh Reed.
I just don't think Jordan Reed's going to have that big of a game this week because, I mean, we all know what Belichick likes to do, and it's shut down your number one offensive weapon, and right now that's Jordan Reed for the Washington Redskins. I mean, they have a Frankenstein type of Neanderthal that they got to keep contained named Gronkowski. I think if he can manage a game with Gronkowski, I think they know how to take away Jordan Reed. So, or at least neutralize him a bit. I think Reed can get busy, but him being the only weapon that Kirk Cousins pretty much has right now, I just don't think that speaks well for Reed. I think he sees a lot of targets today, but I think that Belichick knows how to neutralize those targets.
Do you think that's what Belichick wants to do, though? Is just key after the tight end? I have a question.
They're going to stop. They're going to stop the run, right? They're going to stop the run, and then he'll put Butler on Jackson, which should leave Garcon open. But I don't know. Well, it could be.
So Jackson is playing today.
They got him as active, but I don't. It's his first game back. I don't see a lot from him, but he'll draw Butler. I mean, he's a speed threat, so Butler will go to Jackson. I see the linebackers that are just amazing for the Patriots. They have a great linebacking core. I think that they can stop the tight end over the middle. It's not going to take one guy. It's not going to take so much effort with a combined effort of a platoon of linebackers to shut down Reed. They talk well. They cover across the middle well. It's not your Giants out here. These are the Patriots. Right? I'm serious. I mean, I hate to beat up on the Giants, but no one knows their team better than a fan, and the Giants can't cover. So, like I said, the tight end in this game is Gronkowski, man. It's not Reed. So, but I've been wrong before. I think I know defense pretty well, and Belichick is a mastermind with defense, and I know what he takes away, and I think today it's going to be Jordan Reed.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
All right, let's run down some other quick games at 1 o'clock. No in-depth discussions, just if you guys like some plays real quick from these games. Jacksonville at the Jets. Anyone from there?
No, the Jets have a good defense. I don't see Hearns and Robinson getting busy today. I don't know. Like, they got some shutdown corners over there on that New York Jets.
Yeah, and
I actually like Hearns, not Robinson, because the same reason I liked Crabtree last week and not Cooper. I imagine Robinson's going to draw Revis, so I think Hearns will be just fine on the other side with Cromartie. And I like Chris Ivory a lot in this game as well.
You're right. Cromartie does give up big plays.
And, there was a lot of questions on whether Fitzpatrick was going to play, Marshall was going to play. Everybody's playing today, so, just look out for that.
So Fitzpatrick's playing?
Yep, he's in. St. Louis at Minnesota in this one. Total of 40.5 on this one, so maybe the defenses, but I think that's it for me.
I don't know. What do you guys think about Diggs? Diggs been getting busy past couple of weeks.
True. It's just such a low total, and Rams pretty good against the wide receiver position. I think it's a fade Diggs day for me.
It's pretty much hit or miss. Like, it's either long touchdown or nothing with Diggs. Am I correct on this? This is what we've been seeing, transpire over the past.
Pretty much.
He's getting his catches. Last week he was kind of lying around in the weeds, and then he finally got that 40-yard touchdown at the end of the game.
Right, yeah, it was scaring me for a second there, man. I was like, God damn, Diggs up shit. And then all of a sudden it just broke out. So I don't know if we're going to see that each week from Diggs, but it definitely gave me a little bit of a scare last week.
I'm still using Gurley in my 1 p.m. only lineups today. I know the matchup's probably the worst one he's seen since earlier in the year, but until he stops doing it, I'm going to keep going with him. He's still not as high priced as he should be on DraftKings. I believe on FanDuel he is the highest priced running back now, but on DraftKings he's only $6,900. So.
All right. Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo 4-point favorite. Decent total of 43.5. Okay, I like Lamar Miller here. I think it's a pretty good spot for him. Not necessarily going to have him in all my lineups, but maybe some 50-50s or something along those lines. I think he gets a couple of passes here. And, he's been pretty productive since Campbell's been the new head coach. 5K on DraftKings today. So
how much?
5K.
5,000.
Man, that's hard to pass up on, man. I don't know. I like some other running backs out there, but in this game, man, I think you really gotta go with Jarvis Landry or one of the. If you can get, Rashard Matthews has been coming on a little bit better, but or a little bit more. But I think Jarvis Landry might be the play here, especially going up against the Buffalo defense. Shocking numbers still with Buffalo only allowing 255 yards through the air. Look for Dan Campbell and the Dolphins to exploit that rather. I was in awe when I saw Jarvis Landry blow up a few weeks ago. I would really like to see that again. I think it can be done against this Buffalo defense. I got to have Jarvis Landry in my lineup.
All right, sweet. Anybody for you?
I like LaShawn McCoy at 5,500 as well.
Right.
At that price, I think you can get good value out of that price. I like him and Lamar Miller. Both the running backs are nice value plays this week.
All right. What else we got here from the 1 o'clock slate? I believe that's it. I'm sorry. And Tennessee and New Orleans. New Orleans 7-point favorite. That line stayed the same all week, and we got the total pretty high up there at 49.5. Surprise play of the week, the New Orleans Saints defense right here. I think they are one of the cheapest options on the board, if not the cheapest option on DraftKings. And I really like this spot for them. Granted, they're going to give up some points here, but with the high spread, them playing at home, then giving up so many points last week, I think they're going to put a little more emphasis on defense. And again, this is Tennessee that's playing. Mariota's coming back, from the knee injury, probably still a little banged up. But I'm going to take a shot with them in the maker today as my defense, and we'll see how things go.
That's a safe play. I mean, the Ryan brothers, they're not looking like defensive gurus like everyone pegged them to be. But what the hell is going on with the Ryan brothers in defense? I thought that was like their profession, their forte, their mantra, or whatnot. And
when's the last time Rob Ryan had a good defense? Like, dude gets so much credit.
I'm sitting here trying.
It's his hair, man.
I'm trying to I'm trying to recall it here, but it's just not happening. All I think about is this guy.
It's his hair, dude. That's all it is.
It is in his wavy hair, looking like the dude. I mean, I don't.
You're being very undude.
You're being very undude there, Rex or Rob Ryan. Come on, man.
Rob Ryan's
drink some water.
Another play I like here too. I mean, I know we're talking about the Saints defense, but this could be a breakout party for Dorial Beckham-Green. Kendall Wright, he's out for this one, so they got to get the production somehow, some way. I believe another receiver's out for the Titans today too, if I'm not mistaken. But again, this is Tennessee, so I'm not really.
Yeah, is it Washington? Or not Nate Washington? Harry Douglas.
Harry Douglas, yeah. Listed as probable here, but regardless, Dorial Green Beckham, 3,100 today, going against the Saints. So.
I actually like Justin Hunter as well. I think one of those two guys in GPPs will break out.
Yeah.
And the rookie running back, Andrews, as well.
Yep, he's there, so he's got all the touches. Wags, anybody from this game? Did you?
No, not. I'm actually trying to stay away from this game, to be honest.
What about Ben Watson? Are we gonna have another Ben Watson show?
No, I think Wisenhunt's out. I mean, Tennessee's a debacle. This game is a wash for me. I'm trying to stay away from this game. Especially with Breeze coming off throwing 7 touchdowns. I mean, when people tend to have a performance that high, there's a natural letdown. And I just I don't want to have to pick the guess game here because I can't put a finger on who's going to score for New Orleans. I see a lot of Mark Ingram, but out of these wide receivers, now that Ben Watson is emerging as a target, they essentially have 4 wideouts that can potentially get the touchdown. So Cooks is getting more healthy again, but it's a gamble, it's a risk. Willie Snead's value is digressing as his price tag on FanDuel and DraftKings is rising, so that's a turnoff to me as well. Colston's still a little, he's cheap on the value there. He could be a sneaky play. I haven't seen Breeze really go to him that much over the past couple of weeks. It looks like Watson is emerging as the new dynamic wide receiver in the Saints offense. So that could be a steal. That could be a good play. You mentioned DGB on the other end. I think Watson might be the steal.
All right. Let's get to the 4 o'clock slate here. The one with the highest total on the day is the battle of me and Wags. The battle of AWs. We got the Giants 2.5-point favorites traveling down to Tampa Bay. 49 is the over/under here. Again, there's a lot to love about this game. I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the show we should have maybe like a 50-60% chance of rain here. Not sure which way that's going to work, but
it's going to work for Tampa Bay, man.
hopefully. But again, Tampa Bay's pass defense is absolutely brutal. So
so is the Giants' defense.
Having ODB here seems like lock of the week. I'm going to have him and Antonio Brown in my maker lineup. This is just a tremendous matchup here for ODB. Tampa Bay secondary, they can't get out of their own damn way. It should be a good day for Eli Manning, unless Tampa Bay can get to him. But, I still see Beckham having a pretty productive day today.
Well, what do you think on the other end of that or on the other side of the ball, what do you think about Mike Evans?
I mean, how could you not? Vincent
Right.
Jackson is out today, so, definitely more targets. I was reading that Mike
Giants
Evans,
giving up 316 yards in the air. I mean, Mike Evans. I mean, it's just, fuck, Mike Evans.
I know that Austin and Jenkins was going to be a big play for a lot of people. Looks like he's going to sit this one. Probably get him back next week, but, obviously this is the week where we wanted him back. But, it sets up well. I mean, Jameis Winston, no turnovers the last 3 weeks. He's a nice play at quarterback today, too, if you want to get some value. And I'm sorry I'm taking all the picks, but, it's my damn team, so
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
going with it.
Break it down, man.
But Chris Sims here is a great play, too. 3,600. Giants have really struggled this year with pass catch and running back. So, in a game with such a high total like this, yeah, Doug Martin's a good play, too. But, Chris Sims is a great play.
Right. Look for Chris Sims to be your other wide receiver coming out.
Hey, since you did it to me, I got to do it to you. It's Charles Sims.
Yeah, I do this shit every friggin' week. I call him Chris Sims.
Well, Chris Sims did play for the Bucks at one time before
He doesn't have a spleen anymore, so he isn't playing today.
before the spleen was removed.
Charles must hate me if he listens to the show, but that's
Book him, all right?
Yeah. Actually, you'll probably get a message here shortly from him. So
he's warming up on the field with this in his earphones, so he knows what's up.
right. Listen to our podcast.
But yeah, I mean, again, like a lot of good plays to like from this game. But anybody else that you guys like specifically?
Man, it's I think the lock. You mentioned the lock for you is OBJ. I think the lock for me could definitely be Mike Evans. Just 316 yards through the air. You saw what Breeze. I mean, sure, it could be a little bit inflated because of the Breeze game last week. I don't know. Eli coming. You mentioned Eli earlier having a good game. Eli threw 6 touchdowns and no interceptions. That hasn't happened in a while. The Tampa Bay defense, they're only allowing 244 yards through the air per game. I think they're more stout than a lot of people give them credit for. I look for Eli to struggle, especially in some balmy weather, a little bit of wetness down there in Tampa. I don't know. It could be a bad day for the New York Giants offense. That's a highly productive offense, but again, I like to think that this Tampa Bay defense can slow them down.
Boy, I sure hope so.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, this is going to be bittersweet for sure because I'm going to have Mike Evans in my lineup, but I think he's going to torch the Giants, and it's going to hurt my heart, but it'll pay benefactor to my wallet for sure.
Sweet, anybody for you here?
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Don't forget about Doug Martin, man. He had a little setback last week, 9 points, but I think he's going to get well. And I like Jameis Winston, like you said. I like Eli too. I know you're the homer, you're the pessimist Giants fan. I think Eli's going to be just fine today. I like ODB definitely. He's going to be in all my lineups. ODB, AB, that combo is definitely going to be in most of my lineups today.
I'm avoiding it.
I don't blame you, man.
It's hard. You know what I mean? It's when the heart interferes, man, you stay away from the game. It becomes a wash. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to go away from it. Put yourself in a 1 o'clock only to take away this scenario.
Fair enough.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, let's talk about real quick Atlanta and San Francisco. The Blaine Gabbert era starts today for the Niners, and no one is excited about that except the Falcons' defense. You have to think that they're a must-start play here pretty much everywhere on defense.
They will be 99% owned.
Yeah. That's where the Saints 0.1 ownership should come into factor. I like Devonta Freeman a lot in this one. I think it just goes without saying with a 7-point spread here. A terrible quarterback on the other side of the ball. Freeman should get a lot of touches today. This game sets up very nicely for him.
Yeah. So not only is San Francisco allowing 123 yards on the ground, they're also allowing 280 yards in the air. They are one of the worst defenses in the league. Look for the Atlanta Falcons to take full advantage of this and put up some high numbers. It's going to be big. It's not only going to be big for the defense on Blaine Gabbert might not even sweat. He might not be. he might not be on the field long enough to sweat. You know, I don't see. I see Matt Ryan scoring a lot. I see Devonta Freeman running a lot. I see Julio Jones catching a lot, and then I see a lot of pick sixes for the Atlanta Falcons defense. It's gonna be a bad day for San Francisco. Putting Gabbard in is not it's not the fix, man. I don't like Kaepernick that much either, but it's not the fix. Not right now.
Sweet, anybody here?
Yeah, I like Freeman. I kind of think though that San Francisco does play a little better at home, but I think like Wag said, I mean, Blaine Gabbert's not going to give that defense a lot of time to rest, unfortunately. So it'll get away from him eventually. Yeah, it's all the Atlanta guys today.
On Blaine Gabbert. What pick? Does anybody know what pick this guy was?
I think he was 11.
Top 10, right?
11 or 12, I believe.
Overall?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's not even like a supplemental draft. That's the real draft.
That's a real draft.
It was like, yeah.
That's a real draft.
That's the real one where they wear suits and everything.
What year was he drafted?
3 years ago? 4 years ago?
I think it was 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, Jacksonville got it, right? Jacksonville.
It was definitely Jacksonville.
He was in that draft where like a ton, I think like 6 quarterbacks went in the first round.
Yeah.
I believe he was in that one, but yeah, I think that was the same one with like Christian Ponder and a couple of those guys. That worked out real well.
Brandon Weeden.
God, what a great group of quarterbacks there.
Brandon Weeden, I think, was in that one, right?
Oh no. Hey, Jerry Jones likes him, so what are you gonna do?
Jerry, hey, he's a leader.
I love monkeys.
He's a leader. My
right.
dad used to own monkeys.
I'm a monkey fan.
I am a monkey fan.
All right, so we got Denver 4-point favorites here at Indy today, 45.5 on the game. Welcome home, Peyton Manning in this one. He did not fare too well last year in this matchup. A little bit of tears in the eyes, so that's always a factor. But who do we like here in this one?
Well, Indianapolis Colts are allowing 280 yards through the air. What do you think about the Sheriff going back into Indianapolis for this? I think he's due to break another record. In the event of this game, I see Andrew Luck struggling a lot with this. He's been struggling a lot without the Denver defense. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. This week. It's uncharacteristic for Andrew Luck. I thought this guy was going to have one of the seasons of his life. He was actually arguably one of the number 1 quarterbacks in my preseason rankings. Here at Rodgers. Denver is doing work, and they've been getting busy a lot. That defense is taking opportunities and turning them into pick sixes and putting Peyton Manning, the Sheriff, into good positions to score and take advantage of turnovers. I see a lot of that happening today. Especially with Indianapolis allowing 124 yards on the ground and then 280 yards through the air. It's going to be a big day for the Denver defense and Denver offense. All Broncos in this game.
I actually have Indy winning this game outright. I just for some reason I just think they get it done this week. This is a total shot in the dark for me, but it's time for Indy to step it up, and I feel like Luck he'll get it going against this team for whatever reason. I'm thinking
more emotions than anything. Or?
Yeah, I just think this could be just an ugly game. I think Indy's defense can step it up a little bit here. Ronnie Hillman is questionable. Might put C.J. Anderson back in the mix. I thought I saw Hillman was going to play, but we're a little iffy on how effective he's going to be. But I like Indy outright here just to win the game. So, take that for what it's worth.
I'll take that to the bank. How about that, Al? No,
yeah.
Man, I mean, now I'm definitely gonna have it on the damn screen. I gotta see what's going on here. Normally it's the NFL mix going on with this DirecTV package, which is great, by the way. I forgot how awesome it was, NFL Sunday Ticket. But I don't know. I thought the Sheriff was just gonna come in and roll up steam here in Indianapolis, man. Chris, what do you like about this?
He was my wild card play on the Wednesday show, and Al wasn't having it, but I like Peyton Manning for the first time this year. I'm backing him.
Al doesn't like anything to do with Peyton Manning anymore.
I don't blame him. I mean, chicken farm, you taste so good.
I like it.
I was just about to say. I was like, I'm done with the commercials too. I'm with everything, man.
Yeah, the commercials are starting to get. I mean, he needs to go back on Saturday Night Live or something. He needs to get that, or let Eli take over. He's becoming a little bit more funnier.
He's put together quite a nice commercial career, though. I mean,
yeah.
Every year he has a commercial you kind of can quote a little bit. Cut
Pretty
that
much.
meat.
You definitely see his career extending in the broadcast as soon as he gets done with coaching or whatever. This guy can do anything in football. He's the golden boy.
And shilling cheap pizza. You know, he's going to like 100 Papa John's.
Slinging the Papa John's.
Slinging the Papa John's. Tell me about Papa.
All right. So, anything else to touch on before we leave this game?
No, I can't wait. It's going to be a high emotion game for for the Colts and for Peyton Manning, returning home. So I don't know how much he'll be affected for it, but definitely the Colts. This is an emotional game for the Colts because Chuck Pagano, man, he needs a win bad, or they'll be cleaning house like with cleaning house. So there's two other guys that are guaranteed to stay there, from what I heard over the radio the past week, and it's Irsay and Luck. They ain't going anywhere.
Right.
No.
There's two other things I like. I like Emmanuel in space, and I like Emmanuel Sanders this week as well.
Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah.
He digs him. He's so nice, he sent him twice.
Right.
You guys know Emmanuel in space, right?
Emmanuel in space? Yeah, it's a softcore porn, but I wasn't trying to go there, man.
Indeed.
Just making sure that didn't go unnoticed. All right.
You had to take it a step further and ask me if I knew the reference that you were making. Yes, I know the. Yeah, actually, her name's Krista Allen. I've seen her a lot. Thanks.
Jeez. All right, we got two more games to touch on here in the final 10 minutes.
Doing this, putting me on softcore porn alert on Cinemax. Wow.
Philly is a 3-point favorite today at Dallas. One actually
trying to hide.
At 1.5. 43.5 is the total here. I'm not a fan much of this game. I think Dallas might actually win this one outright. The line is any indicator here. Sweet, I think you had a play that you liked here a lot, correct?
Yeah, I love DMC, Darren McFadden in this game. He's getting the catches, he's getting the work. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. I believe 4,300 on DraftKings, so he's a guy that's going to be in a lot of my lineups today for sure.
Absolutely.
Looking good, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's got that big-ass line behind. And look, Dallas they're having trouble throwing the ball. They're going to look to keep the possession as much as they can. They're going to look to keep that fast-paced defense off of the field, the rest of their fast-paced offense of the Eagles off the field, the rest of their defense. Look for them to maintain possession. I see a big game out of Run DMC, man, especially behind that offensive line. You have to take advantage of that line and utilize it to the best of your ability. And Al likes the Cowboys to win it outright, and this is the way that they're going to do it. Get behind that line, control time of possession, and win the game. I don't want to root for Dallas, but I definitely got Run DMC in my backfield, so I like money. That's for sure.
Hell yeah! All right. I don't like too much else from this game. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like Randall. Hey, I like Randall. Everybody out there, go put Randall in your lineup. Especially if you're playing me in the $1 Million Maker.
I don't see him having much production today, but I could be wrong.
He's going to do
great. Have to go back to robbing Walmarts again.
He's going to do great looking for a job. I'm telling you. His resume's out there. Put him in your lineup. Don't. It's a joke.
Don't do it.
Disclaimer: it's a joke.
Don't do it. All right. Final game on the slate: Bears at Sweets Chargers out in San Diego. Bolts are a 4-point favorite here with the total at 49.5. Residential Chargers advisor, take it away.
The Chargers shouldn't be favored against anybody right now, especially after they lost Keenan Allen to a lacerated kidney. Single tier for Keenan Allen. It's pretty upsetting to me as a Dynasty League owner of him.
Before everybody goes and slits their wrist, it's okay. Chris is not going to be. We got him. He's okay. We got him. Go ahead, Chris. Keep going.
Yeah. So no cutting here, but I like both the quarterbacks in this game. I like Stevie Johnson as the Chargers wide receiver to own. I think Malcolm Floyd will be fine as well, but he's going to keep being the deep threat. I think Stevie Johnson's going to be the target monster. Ladarius Green is out in this game as well, so as long as Gates is healthy, I'm still a little iffy on it, but I guess go ahead and play him. He's probably going to see all he can handle as well.
Right.
I'm avoiding the run game. I've liked Danny Woodhead all year, but I don't know, man. The snap count last week has me down, and I just feel like they're trying to make a point that they're going to make Melvin Gordon good, even though I saw it in person last week. A lot of 3-yard carries. It ain't happening, man.
Hey, what? 3 yards in a cloud of dust, man.
Yeah.
What do you?
And I love Jeffrey on the other side of the ball as well.
Yeah, you like Chicago's the Chargers defense ain't much either, but Chicago's defense isn't exactly the defense that we knew in the past. I had a question, out of this hardcore Charger receiving core here without the aid of Keenan Allen. Why Stevie Johnson over Malcolm Floyd? And I know you mentioned the deep threat or whatnot, but it seems to me that Floyd's been more the target getter from Rivers over the past couple of weeks, being number 2 on the list behind Allen. Is that because Johnson's had an injury?
I believe so. I believe it's an injury. I mean, Malcolm Floyd does basically one thing. He goes up and gets the ball. That's what Malcolm Floyd does. I don't think he's going to all of a sudden get 13 targets. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Dontrell Inman will probably also, I mentioned him a few weeks ago when this whole...
Think he'll emerge as well?
What's that?
Think he'll emerge and start...
I believe I saw a stat that in games he's had to start when Keenan Allen was out, he had 7 for 87 and 8 for 90. So I mean,
on how many targets? So he's probably getting over 10 looks then.
Right. I think he'll see. He could see 10 targets, and I think he is the guy that could ultimately emerge out of this. I'm not I don't know. I'm not running to the Malcolm Floyd well. I just think he's going to keep being what he's always been. He is 35 as well, and I've seen Malcolm Floyd go up, get a great ball, and then be out for the rest of the game a numerous amount of times because this dude makes some ridiculous catches.
Dude! Every when I go to edit the articles, somebody put in Malcolm Floyd. Every picture that I see of Malcolm Floyd, it's him catching a one-handed catch in the end.
Off his feet. Yeah.
The guy definitely makes some phenomenal catches, but at the expense of
of his health.
At the expense of the rest of the game, I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
I have nothing to add. I mean, that tremendous breakdown. So,
thanks, man. We try to do good work here.
Pretty much everything I had.
What about Langford? You guys on the Langford train?
There's a lot of people that like this, man. But look at the value out there. He's just under 6,500 on FanDuel, which will get you D'Angelo Williams and Run DMC. So I can't really take a risk on a running back.
He's a bit cheaper on DraftKings. I think he's 4,000.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean,
I think he'll be highly owned.
What's that?
I think he's going to be highly owned.
All right. I mean, I think everybody's expecting Jeremy Langford to step in and fill the shoes of Matt Forte, but
it's a good matchup.
Right, it's a good matchup, but Matt Forte's learned that offense, and he's got it down quite a bit. I don't think Langford's just going to step in there and have the rapport with Jay Cutler.
No, all he's done is be a goal line vulture trade, touchdown rate.
Trade rape, the TD raper. That's
TD rape, yeah.
It's a fair trade rape. What?
Trade rape.
No, that's not right. All right. Anything else before we get out of here, fellas? I got to get ready. We got a major matchup here in the greater New York, New Jersey area. So
we have a tremendous event coming up.
Yes, we do.
This Wednesday or this Thursday, the DFS Players Conference. We've been mentioning it for months. It's finally about to happen. The Wagner Wire and the DFS Big Three, we have got an awesome sponsor with Maximum Fantasy Sports. Bill Parsons, the president of their company, Maximum Fantasy Sports, has hooked it up, got us some shirts, got us some koozies. We'll be there. We'll be at the DFS Players Con. Hopefully we see you all there. Stop by. We'll do some lineup setting for you. We got a live show going on. We're trying to compile a guest list right now, but if you guys can help us with that, that'd be great.
That'd be great, okay?
Check us out, man. Come on up there. It's going to be an awesome time, man. Matt Berry's going to be there, the keynote speaker. You're gonna have Al and Wagner in New York City. What more could you ask?
Look out, fellas and ladies.
Look out. Hey, lock your daughters up and call extra police out there because we're going to need the paddy wagon out there for me and Al.
Hide your wife, hide your kid, hide them all. Hide them all. like a barbecue going on or something.
Gonna be good. Gonna be
All right.
good.
I got nothing left. So good luck to everybody out there with your lineups. Hopefully you win $1 million, but not my $1 million. And I guess we'll talk to you Wednesday.
Side bet? You want to put a side bet on this Giants game?
For sure.
Nah, I don't.
Good confidence. Good confidence. All right.
Always good talking to you, man. It's always good being, having the three back together again. So.
Indeed. All right. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Yeah,
Peace.
definitely.
Later.